Good day, everybody. The purpose of this video is to walk you through our 200-point summative assessment for our investing unit. This summative assessment has two parts. Part 1 is a Schoology test worth 80 points, and Part 2 is a 120-point project. Now, some of you may say, oh my goodness, test. But guess what? Don't worry. You guys are so ready. But in addition to you being ready, this is also an open resource assessment. So let me just make it plain and just remind you what open resource means in this class. You can use your Google Slides, you can use the internet, you can use each other. However, it does not mean that you are copying someone else's answers. So you are using each other as a resource, and the teacher who is in the room as you're taking this portion on day 1, the teacher should see quality, meaningful discussions occurring. All right, and everybody will submit their own exam within Schoology. Now let's talk about part 2, which is the project. So when you're in Schoology, go ahead and pull up your instruction sheet for this project. So this will be a group project. It will be either it will be either 2 students or 3 students. It is a group project. Now, some of our tables and some of our groups have 5 students. So if a table has 5 students, that means decide, okay, 2 people are going to work together, and then you'll have a trio, 3 people working together. Or if your table has 4 students, you're going to do 2 and 2. If your table has 3 students, I strongly encourage you to do the 3 student together. So you guys have some flexibility there. And if you have to, you can shift to another table if it'll allow another student to then have a partner. So that is definitely allowed. Okay, so let's go over the scenario for this 120-point project. So you are assuming you're at the beautiful age of 23, and from your monthly income, you find that after paying yourself first, and just remember, paying yourself first means you're contributing to your retirement accounts, you're putting money into your emergency fund, okay, that's paying yourself first. But also, you've already paid all your bills, you saved a little money for maybe a wonderful summer vacation or maybe a spring break, and you have $750 left over each month. So in this project, you will assemble an investment strategy for that $750. Now, some of you may say, wait a minute, didn't we just do something related to stocks and investing? Yes, you did. Your first project that you had midway through the investing unit, you researched 3 stocks. And the purpose of that project was to get you excited about investing, to get you excited about stocks, and to really look into companies that you felt really, passionate about. So this was your stocks project. You can use this, okay? Those companies that you researched a couple of weeks ago, definitely you want to break this out. Now, the difference between this project and the former project is this one is focusing in on an investment strategy based on this scenario. Okay, so again, even though most people do investments, as individuals or as families, some people even have investment clubs, but you will work together, again, either duos or trios for this project. Now, the guidelines. Okay, you can use any combinations of stocks, bonds, index funds, mutual funds, exchange traded funds, target date funds, or even investment ideas that maybe we didn't necessarily learn in this class. As long as your investment idea does not violate the FCPS SR&R. Keep that in mind, please. So your strategy should demonstrate really, quote unquote, smart investing concepts that you've learned in this unit. For example, remember when we talked about diversification? We do not put all our eggs into one basket. All right, so we want to see some diversification. And you can definitely pretend to use an online broker, hire a financial advisor, but you will include that in your project. And then you'll notice that you have some really great potential resources from Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, and Yahoo Finance, and something else you may find online. Just make sure that it is a legitimate source. Now, what are you going to do? You have an option. You can either write a report or you could create a presentation. I have a feeling most students are probably going to choose a presentation, but if you want to do a report, perfectly fine. So remember, your group is 2 or 3 students, and you choose between a report, a Google slide, or like this presentation that I'm doing right now. I did this one within Canva. And remember, you guys all now have approval for your Canva presentations through FCPS Schools account. So your written report must include, we have to have a visual representation of where the $750 is being allocated. All right. And you want an explanation of how your monthly money is going to get into those investments. So in other words, it's going to be automatically transferred. Just explain exactly how that money is going to get there. All right. You also want a description of what type of broker you're using. And remember, there was did a Padlet about maybe 3, 4 weeks ago, where you were able to look at different online brokers like Robinhood or Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade. So you know what type of broker are you going to use. You also want to give an assessment of how much you're going to pay in fees, because these fees are going to cut into your profits. So you want to do an assessment of that. We want to do details on the risk and return. Remember that sim you did called risk and return. So we want to do details on the risk and return prospects of whatever your investment strategy is. And also, if whatever components you have to your portfolio, give us some details. Don't be general, give us some details. And definitely a rationale into why you have made the decisions that you have made. Okay? And please, we're doing this one the right way. So for this project, we definitely want a works cited page. We definitely want a references page. So just some writing tips for this EPF honors class. Be sure not to plagiarize. You want to cite your resources. So use the citation software of your choice. Or when you're in the document, you can click the link where it says click here for Hayfield, and it'll take you to our media center, and it gives you some tips on citations. Definitely groups can share general resources. Like one group may say, "Hey, wait a minute, where did you get that? Oh my gosh, how did you create the your graph or your visual representation?" You can use that same software that other group is using, but just remember each group is going to personalize their resources to their own project. And you may definitely, I guess I said before, use the content from your which 3 stocks would you purchase project. And just remember the focus on this project versus the last one. The last one was, hey, what is the company? Just it's really finding out about those individual companies. But this project is focusing on an actual investment plan, putting that in place. You're going to assume that your audience has an equal amount of general investing knowledge as you. Um, and also be sure to strengthen your writing before you start, brainstorm, organize, and as you get into it, please revise, rewrite as needed, and be sure your final project is equally contributed to by the 2 or 3 members of your group. And here is your points rubric, okay, which totals 120 points. And you have this in your document, or you can pause it here if you want to look at, let's see how many points each portion is worth. And how are you going to locate all this? When you're in Schoology in our investing unit, just simply go to the folder that says days 10 and 11. And then the first thing you're going to do on the first day is going to be the investing unit test. And after you finish that, which is open resource, you are going to start the project on day 1. So for my Orange Day classes, day 1 is today, which is Tuesday, April 19th. And for my White Day classes, you'll start yours, which will be April 20th. So that's your day one. So everybody is completing the investing unit test on day one, and everyone is starting their portfolio project on day one. Now on day two, which is technically day 11 of this unit, then what you'll do on Thursday and Friday is just finish up what you started with that project. And if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, even though I am out of the building and I'm absent, you can still reach me by email. So I may not respond within 24 hours because I'm absent, right? And as before I left, I told all my classes as to why I was absent. So I may not respond for maybe 48 hours, but I will definitely try to respond within 24 because this is a major project. So I don't want anyone to be stuck or just feel like, oh my gosh, I can't move on. So please definitely email me with whatever questions or concerns that you may have about this project. You can just send regular email to my sdpaul@fcps.edu, or it's probably just easier just to message me through Schoology. So everybody enjoy this assessment, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.